Hey Mama, it's Jocelyn here with Positivity in Pregnancy, and right now we are going through a pregnancy week by week, and we are on week 26. This is your last week of your second trimester. Congratulations! You're almost 2/3 of the way done. That is so exciting, especially if pregnancy has been hard for you. So I hope that these podcasts help you, inform you, and help you to find more positivity in pregnancy. Let's jump into today's episode and find out what might be happening and going on with you and your sweet little baby. Hi, I'm Jocelyn, fellow mom of 5 and host of the Positivity in Pregnancy and Motherhood podcast. I help pregnant women and mothers to find the positivity in their season of life through changing their thoughts to work for them and not against them. I help mothers find the small, doable steps in thought and action without making drastic changes to their everyday mom life. And I can help you. Let's find positivity during our pregnancies and in our motherhood together. Thanks for joining. Around this time in your pregnancy, your baby is about the size of a pineapple. They are around 2 pounds and 14 inches from the crown of their head to their foot. With the baby, their lungs are actually inhaling the amniotic fluid right now, and that is essential for the lung function after birth. It's so fascinating to me, some of the stuff that babies do in the womb that just can't happen for a normal human, but that's how they grow. It's just a fascinating process. I find deep gratitude for the miracle it is of growing a life, and I hope that you do too. There's so many amazing things happening in your body and with your baby to grow their sweet little bodies. It's so neat. Something else that is neat is they are starting to play with their hands. They're maybe even grabbing their feet and the umbilical cord. They are starting to react a little bit to light and to sound and to movements. In some of the research I did, I read about hiccuping. So the two main places that I am researching right now, besides my own experience, is Mama Natural and Bridget Tyler. And I have both of their links in the show notes to their websites. But one of them talked about hiccuping. And my most recent baby, my 5th baby, he hiccuped so much in that last trimester. It was every night I could almost count on him hiccuping. Some of the researchers feel that it's a way for babies to expel air from their stomach, and others think that it is like their neurological system it shows that their neurological system is more advanced. And others think that it's related to the suckle reflex. So a few things with hiccuping with your baby in utero. If you felt it, it feels strange, and you can, as you get bigger and your baby grows more, you'll be able to almost see and feel them hiccuping and let other people see and feel. Nonetheless, it is normal for the babies to hiccup, and from the research I have done, it sounds like it's good for them to hiccup as well. So even though it might be a little strange and a little annoying, it is a good thing, but something that can be happening, if not now, even later in your pregnancy. I know mine was a little bit later in the pregnancy than week 26, but those hiccups were pretty consistent in the evening. You, Mama, are in the last week of your second trimester, as I mentioned at the beginning of this episode, and hooray! Is this pregnancy flying by for you? Or is it kind of dragging on? The second trimester for me usually flew by because that's when I felt the best. The first and the third, they tended to drag on a little bit. As your body is still growing, you may be experiencing some body discomforts at night, and they can lead to insomnia. So if you are a stomach sleeper, this can be particularly difficult because it's not safe to lay on your belly as you get bigger. Nor is it comfortable, so you kind of have to resort to different sleeping. one good way that can help is to side sleep. And that's actually what I started doing, is side sleeping. My pregnancies have gotten me into the habit of being a side sleeper now. I don't often sleep on my belly anymore. I'm used to side sleeping. So that's what I do. But during pregnancy, it can help to have a pillow between your legs to support all the way from your thighs to your ankles. Now, I actually never did use a pregnancy pillow or any pillow between my legs. I think I might have tried once, but it just wasn't that comfortable for me, so I just bagged it. But give it a try. It may be comfortable for you. They do have pregnancy pillows. I know I haven't tried a pregnancy pillow, but some women rave about the pregnancy pillows, so that might be able to help you. Now, if you are a back sleeper, it might be wise to kind of tilt your back up a little bit and stick a pillow underneath it so you're tilted just a little bit, and then put another pillow on the other side where your belly is kind of hanging to support your belly. That can be kind of helpful for back sleeping, because I know as you get bigger, it also is not comfortable just to have that belly on top of you. And some of the past research I did with my babies said that back sleeping as you got later into the 3rd trimester wasn't like the best. There's actually one side that is better for you to sleep on for baby, they say. I will look that up and put it at the end of this episode, because I want to say it was the left side, but I don't remember for sure. And so just trying to sleep on your side or semi-tilting to help you. Now, insomnia can come because, as I mentioned, you're uncomfortable, but it also could be anxiety related. Now, if it is anxiety related, that is where I want to get into some of the mental encouragement and also some actual things you can implement to help with that anxiety. The first thing is do your best to try and end the day on a positive note. Maybe that's eating something healthy or drinking an herbal tea. Raspberry leaf tea is actually a tea that I used, and it's supposed to help with labor and delivery, and there's some good benefits with that. So look into that or other pregnancy-safe herbal teas. I am not a doctor, and I preface that a lot, so always check with your provider if you think something might be unsafe. But try to end on a good note, have some good food or good drink to help you end on that note. Another thing that can help with the anxiety is to not look at a screen at least an hour before bed. Sometimes those screens can just zap us, and not just zap us to make us tired, but zap us to make us fearful, to make us stay awake. Something with the light and how it reacts with our brains. Interesting stuff there. So if you can, turn your screens off an hour before bed. Maybe pick up a book or something like that, or do a project, or even just rest without looking at something before bed. And the other thing that can help, this is more a mental tip, is to try and pinpoint where your anxiety is coming from. What are you worried about? What is that fear? Where is that fear coming from? And why are you feeling that fear? Sometimes it might be hard to think about this before bed. So maybe if you don't want to think about or to pinpoint, sorry, I'm stumbling over my words. If you don't want to pinpoint that before bed, try and pinpoint it during the day so that you can figure it out and start solving for it. Sometimes we stay stuck in our fears, our worries, and our problems because we're scared to analyze them. But as we analyze them and think about them, we are able to find ways to combat those fears and to overcome and to release that anxiety. And I know it sounds hard and it sounds heavy, but it does make a difference to do that. Now is a great time to start childbirth education. Maybe you are fearing something about childbirth. Maybe it's the epidural. Maybe it's the pain of the contractions. Maybe it's the fear of the hospital. Whatever it is, do some research. You don't have to have your baby in a hospital. Do research on epidurals, on how it goes in, on what things they do to prepare you for the epidural. and so on and so forth. Learning about this stuff is actually empowering. It might sound scary, and you might be like, no, I'm not even going to learn because I don't want to know. I'll just, what happens, happens type of thing. But you will feel more empowered and less anxiety as you take a little bit of time to do some research, especially on facing some of these fears and anxieties. Another thing that you could be experiencing that I wanted to talk about were Braxton Hicks. Now, I've mentioned them in past episodes, but Braxton Hicks are pretty much practice contractions. It almost feels like a slight cramp, and then it kind of goes away, similar to what a contraction would be, but they're lighter, and they're not consistent, like they don't keep going. When you're in true labor, your contractions will keep going and get stronger and stronger and get closer together. But Braxton Hicks, some of you will get them this early, some of you will not. Some of you might not ever even have a Braxton Hicks contraction. So it just kind of depends on lots of different things. There's nothing that says you'll get Braxton Hicks or that you won't, but it is something that you could be experiencing. So if that is something you are experiencing, just know that it's okay. It's part of pregnancy and normal. Mama, I know that insomnia can be hard, from being uncomfortable, from having to get up to go pee, which is one I didn't even mention, and from anxiety. We can work to make ourselves more comfortable with the positions we are sleeping in, and we can work to get rid of our anxiety through analyzing what is bothering us. What are we afraid of? And even just writing it down, even if you write it down, it doesn't mean it's going to happen. I think sometimes that's something that we worry about if we say that's a fear, or if we write it down, or if we really focus on it. It's like going to happen type of thing. Like we worry about that. But it actually helps you to release the fear. If you don't write it down or you don't figure it out, that fear stays in there, and then you dwell on it longer and longer and longer. And I do feel that in some cases you reap what you sow. So if you are sowing those thoughts of those fears consistently, sometimes that reaping is going to happen. So let's release those fears so that hopefully they don't have to manifest. But if those fears do happen to manifest, if you've done your research, you will know how to handle it a lot better, and you will be able to get through it with less fear because you have done your research and you feel better about what you're going to do or how you desire to handle the situation. Now, Mama, I also want to let you know to give yourself grace. Sometimes things out of our control happen. It's not your thoughts. It's not what you're eating. It's not anything you've done. Sometimes things just happen. And give yourself grace. I had a baby my first baby came at 31 weeks with severe preeclampsia, which turned into HELLP syndrome. And I don't feel I did anything to cause that. It just kind of was one of those things that happened. Maybe you disagree, but nonetheless, that thought process works for me, and getting through it maybe wasn't the most pretty, but I didn't know. And that's kind of what childbirth is. You just don't know. And it's okay. Give yourself some grace for these things, through these things. Research, do your best, but don't dwell in your fears. Do your best to replace them with positivity. I have so many podcast episodes that can help you to find positivity. I even have a mini course called the Morning Sickness Mini Course for Mental Health that if you are struggling with your fears and anxieties, those videos and audios, they show me so you can actually see my face and see me through video and walk you through these exercises to help you to find positivity in pregnancy, to help you release these anxieties that are keeping you up at night. So I am cheering for you. Pregnancy was so hard for me, way harder than I ever thought it would be. And you might find that is the case for you. If it is, you're not alone. And that's why I'm here to share with you what I've learned, because it did make a difference. It has allowed me to have 5 babies when I thought I was only going to have 2. So if I can do this really hard thing, you can do it too. I am cheering for you. We will meet again next week as you jump into your 3rd trimester. Hooray, Mama! Until next time. Thank you for being a part of the Positivity in Pregnancy and Motherhood podcast, for listening, for sharing, and most of all, for applying these tools into your own life to improve your own happiness so that you can find your own better thoughts and becoming the mother that you desire to be through taking small steps in thought and action to reach your goals. If you are a mother who has an inner desire to enjoy motherhood and pregnancy better, but you are having difficulty figuring it out, I can help you. Thanks for joining. Reach out, let's connect, and let's see you move forward in your motherhood. My name is Jocelyn, and I thank you for listening. Until next time.